Today you are going to be creating symmetrical creatures or symmetrical bugs. This is an example of what mine looks like. Yours will look different, but it's symmetrical, and that means if I put a line straight down the middle of my creature, it matches exactly the same on both sides. If I have an eye here, I have an eye over here. If I have a claw over here, there's a claw on the other side that matches it exactly. Okay, so the first thing that you need to do is get your sketchbook or a plain piece of paper. It doesn't matter which one. If you're using a plain piece of paper, first step is going to be to fold it in half. So I'm going to fold it in half like a hot dog bun, not a hamburger bun, but a hot dog bun. So line up your corners, make them meet. When you have it lined up, crease your paper so that way your paper is folded in half. Now, if you're doing that in your sketchbook, you're going to do the same thing. So you'll open it up to a blank page, take your paper, and fold it in half. When you open it back up, you should have a paper that's folded in half. I drew a line down the middle so you guys could kind of see, but yours will just be creased. All right, the first step that we're going to do is we are going to write our name on the top half of our paper. So to write your name, start with the first letter of your name. It can be your first or your last name. I'm going to use Rivera. You can use your name. I like to start with a nice, big, tall capital letter. Then I'm going to put in the rest of my name, fill in the rest of my name. For the rest of your name, you can either draw it in capitals, you can draw it in lowercase, you can draw it in whatever you would like to. But I think that it looks nicer if the letters following your first letter of your name are a little bit smaller than that one. So and I'm stopping when I get to that crease line. Now that I have my name written on my paper, I know it's probably upside down for you. Now that I have my name written on my paper, I'm going to go back over top of it, and I want to make my pencil lines nice and dark. The reason I'm making them nice and dark, so I'm going over top of it a few times and I'm pressing as hard as I can. And the reason I'm doing that is because we're going to make something called a transfer. We're going to transfer your name from one side of the paper to the other side of the paper. And we're going to use the graphite or the pencil lead to help us do that. So once I've gone over top of those pencil lines and I've darkened them, made them a little bit thicker if I need to, then I'm going to fold up where the crease is. I'm going to fold it. I'm going to fold up that half of the paper. That was my first example, sorry. So yours will look like this. It will be a folded piece of paper. So again, here's my name. fold it in half. Now, I'm going to take something like the cap of a marker or something that's hard that you can press with, and I'm going to press over top of my letters. Now, as you're doing that, that pencil lead or that graphite is going to transfer from one side of your paper to the other. This may also work with a black crayon. It will not work with marker. You need to do it with a pencil or a black crayon. All right, once I have rubbed the cap of the marker all over my paper, I'm going to undo it. And I see a mirror image of my name. Okay, I see a copycat of my name. If in some spot it didn't transfer, I know that I need to fold it back up and I need to press over that letter again. Now when I open it up, it should be transferred. If it does not transfer, that just means put a little bit more graphite or go over it again with your pencil to make sure that there is graphite or pencil lead on your first part. All right, yes, so now I can see where that copycat of my name is, and it should line up exactly with the first side. After you have that done, then you're going to take a black crayon or black marker if you have one, and you're going to trace over your pencil lines. If you don't have a black crayon or black marker, then you want to darken this side with a pencil. So if I don't have that, I'm just going to go ahead and darken those lines with my pencil. Now I have the same thing on this side as I have on this side. And I can see that my name is going to be symmetrical because that line down the middle is our line of symmetry, and everything is the same on both sides. I do have a marker, so I'm going to quickly go over it with a marker, and then I will show you the next step. You may need to turn your paper in different directions, and that's fine. All right, now I have everything traced and everything is symmetrical. My next step is to make this into some sort of creature or bug. To do that, you want to figure out a way to connect your letters. So, and I'm only doing it to one side first. I'll transfer it to the other side later. So I need to connect my R to my I somehow, some way. I need to connect my I to my V somehow. So a line to connect them. It doesn't matter if you do it here or down here. It's up to you. And then I might connect this one. I might even connect this one the whole way down here. Connect my E to my R somehow, some way. Connect my R to my A. And I think I'm going to connect it on that line of symmetry. So now that all of my letters are connected, I put a line to connect them. Now I'm going to take my pencil and go over those lines wherever you made a connector line. Then I'm going to fold it up. Wherever I have those connector lines, I can press down with a cap to make those lines transfer. Then when I unfold it, I should see those connecting lines. Another way you might do that is you might fold it, and if you can see the line from underneath, you could just mark it that way as well. But I can see most of my lines. I can't see this one, so I might have to go back and redo that one. So I might want to put a little bit more pencil graphite on there, fold it. Oh, now I see it. Okay, now I can connect it. All right, I can see this one. This one did a really nice job of transferring. I connected the E there, so I can see that line here. And then my last one, I connected on the line of symmetry. So there we go. So now I'm going to look at my picture and I'm going to make it into a creature. So I might pick out something that looks like eyes and make those into eyes, or I might choose to just make my eyes somewhere on the paper. So if I did, or your creature might have more than one set of eyes. So this might be a set of eyes for my creature. And whatever I draw on one side, I'm going to draw on the other side. If you want it to be perfect, you could draw it on one side, put the graphite, fold it, rub it, and then it would match up perfectly. Or you can eyeball it from this point on, and whatever you draw on one side, you draw on the same spot, same shape on the other side. Maybe my monster or my creature has two sets of eyes. So maybe they have eyes here as well. Up to you. And maybe they even have three eyes. Maybe there's an eye in the line of symmetry. Maybe I want to give some eyelashes. If I do 3 lines on this side, I need to do 3 lines on this side. Okay, maybe I want this to be my mouth. I want this to be my mouth. You could draw a tongue, or you could draw teeth, or you could draw both. But whatever I do on one side, I need to do to the other side. If I draw a tooth on this side, I'm going to draw a tooth on that side. The next thing I need to do is give it some arms or legs or tentacles. So I might choose to, this might be a good point or place to put a hand or a claw. Okay, and then I've got to think about how my creature is going to stand. How am I going to put the legs? I might even choose to just add on to my picture. And maybe my creature only has 1 foot. Maybe it has 3 feet. It's up to you. But whatever I draw on one side, I draw on the other side. All right, and then so after you're done designing your creature's eyes, mouth, limbs, arms and legs, if they have a nose, you can add one. They might not even have a nose. I think I'm going to just make this his nose. Then your next step is going to be to color it in. So using your good craftsmanship, you can use markers or crayons or colored pencils. Pick a shape that you want to color in. Color in one direction, fill in your white spaces, take your time, make it look nice and neat. Now, you've got to decide as you're doing this what colors you want to put where. So you're going to brainstorm. Do I want this whole piece right here, since there's kind of like an opening of where my letter I was? Do I want this whole piece to be like the face, or did I want this part to be yellow and then the jaw line down here to be orange? You've got to use your brain. I think I'm going to make the whole piece yellow, but that's up to you. Also, your picture is going to look different than mine. My name is different than yours. Everybody's picture should look different, but everybody's picture should be symmetrical. I think I'm going to leave the eyes white. You could color them if you wanted to. And there we are. We have our symmetrical name, creature, or bug. If you wanted to, if you look at your picture and you're like, ooh, I don't like this part of mine. I want to, make this part enclosed right here. You could always go back later and just sneak a line there, and then color in those spaces if you wanted to. If you like how yours looks, then you're done.